Tian goes with her mother for a job interview as a maid for a blind man, but Tian does not want to be there and insults the man angrily. When the doors open, we discover that the blind man is Millionaire Ming, who is listening. Ming keeps those cold words from Tian in his heart. When Tian approaches for the interview, she does so with fear, and he touches her face gently, but Tian wants to leave until he looks above her, saying he can only see her face through his hands. Then he tells her never to be silent again, and Ming responds that he heard her in the elevator, making Tian feel ashamed, and she rejects the job, leaving. However, her mother says she signed the contract for her. Suddenly, the phone rings, and Ming tells her to bring him coffee immediately. Her wicked sister agrees to bring the coffee, but Ming says she arrived late. Tian does not want to work for him and does not care about his money, but Ming says she has already signed and puts her on his lap. Tian stands up and caresses Ming's face, and he tells the servant to lock her in the basement. When Tian tries to escape, Ming says that now that she works for him, he can do whatever he wants with her. While Tian explores that dark place, she sees a painting of Ming with his ex-girlfriend. The next day, Ming tells Tian that she must take care of all the house chores, and if she doesn't, she will be severely punished. Ming tells her to eat with him, but Tian looks at him with more hatred than a cat would look at a dog. Although Ming cannot see her, he feels every feeling of her soul. Later, the two play baseball, and when Ming throws the ball, it hits Tian on the head, which enrages him even more. Later, while Ming is boxing, he falls off the chair, and Tian laughs at him. Ming then approaches her, breathing in her aroma, which embarrasses Tian. But then Ming begins doing push-ups, and Tian just wants him to go lower so she can feel everything. The servant then tells Tian that Ming was not blind before, but had a car accident that left him without eyes, and since then, he has not wanted to get up from the wheelchair. Tian stops feeling sorry for him, but waits a little longer. Just do not forget to subscribe here on the channel to not miss the upcoming summaries. But when she arrives late with the cutlery, Ming tells the servant to punish her for that. When Tian does a manicure on Ming, she comments that he has horrible breath and that she hates him, which irritates Ming. Tian feels proud, and then she gives him a chewing gum with a trap, which scares Ming and makes him fall off the chair. Tian tries to force him to walk alone, but later, while Ming is dressing, Tian looks away, but Ming forces her to help him. Tian prepares to help him, but Ming pulls her close, feeling every inch of her body, and thanks her for making him get up from the wheelchair. Ming tells Tian that he is in love with her, and when Tian is about to respond emotionally, Ming says it was a joke. Tian gets enraged and hits him, but when she tries to leave, Ming pulls her close and feels every part of her body. He distracts her, and she manages to escape, saying that he has a rotten heart. But Ming only remembers Tian's scent, who feels sad until he realizes that he is not treating Tian well, and wishes his heart would allow him to enter his paradise. Then comes the wedding invitation from Ming's ex-girlfriend. Tian hides it, but Ming says he wants her to accompany him to the wedding. Tian is worried about what she will wear, so when she meets Ming, we see it's a used dress, and he tears the bottom part. The servant deceives Ming by saying she is very well dressed, and Tian pouts, but Ming discovers because he only wants to kiss her. At the wedding, Ming's ex-girlfriend gets married, but he is very sad, and Tian holds his hand to give strength to his weakened heart. Ming squeezes her hand tightly, and his ex-girlfriend, jealous, asks who she is. Ming says she is his girlfriend, which greatly excites Tian. However, the ex-girlfriend looks at Tian's dress and discovers it's a lie because Ming does not date poor people. So Ming gets furious and tells Tian to take off the dress, but she says that money cannot buy goodness. Then, Tian, very distressed, says she will no longer work for him, but Ming wants her back. Her mother calls her and says she cannot quit because they need the money. So Tian returns drunk to apologize to Ming, begging to be rehired, but now Ming does not want to see her. The next day, Tiana is ready to leave, when suddenly the servant says that Ming wants her to stay, and even shows a closet full of clothes just for her. Tian dresses happier than a snail on a scooter, so when Ming is with some employees, Tian appears, and Ming feels her beautiful presence that fills his spirit with love. Ming says he would like to be able to see her, but then Tian sits next to him and has him touch every feature of her face, making him fall even more in love with her. Later, Tian is reading a book to Ming when suddenly she falls asleep, and Ming approaches, touching her face, to say that her soul belongs only to her. He lifts her in his arms and takes her to sleep until he accidentally trips and drops her on the bed, surprising her. But Ming apologizes, saying he can't even take his beloved to sleep because he feels like an invalid unworthy of love. The next day, Tian's mother and sister come to visit her when Ming's car arrives. The sister immediately falls in love with him and his money. The sister is jealous of the clothes Tian has, and her mother asks if she's already played ping pong with Ming's legs. But Tian says, of course not. Later, Ming is looking into the infinite with sadness, and Tian feels sorry, so she forces him to take a walk with her. He says his dreams are to be a designer, and when she asks Ming about his money, he says he is helping poor children escape poverty. Tian then discovers that behind that cold appearance, there's a warm heart willing to give a lot of love. That's why the two take the bus, and when they reach a school, Tian says she wants to jump the fence, but we see that Ming prefers to go through the door. Ming helps Tian very gently, but as they enter, suddenly some police officers appear, and the two lovers hide with their faces very close. Tian asks what he wants, and Ming replies that what he wants most is to see the face he's dreamed of all these days. That's why Ming touches Tian's eyes, nose, and lips, and then gives her a sweet kiss that goes through every part of heaven. But then Tian bites his mouth to leave her mark on his lips. Later, the doctor tells Ming that they found some eyes to perform surgery, and that he will be able to see again. Tian is very happy and emotional because Ming's wish to see will finally be fulfilled, and his heart will stop crying. The two go to the hospital, and Ming says he can't wait to see Tian's eyes. He kisses her forehead to keep her soul. But then Tian's mother tells her sister that Ming will have surgery, and the sister, knowing she has the same voice as Tian, says she has a plan. Tian quickly answers the phone where her sister says she was in an accident and needs urgent help. Tian heads to the place with the servant, but when they arrive, the sister does not appear until suddenly we see her in a car enraged. The sister tries to run Tian over, but the servant gets in the way, and the two fall to the ground unconscious. That's why when Ming goes for the surgery, they tell him Tian didn't come, and he doesn't want to start. But in the end, they convince him to have the operation. Then Tian wakes up in a bed injured and discovers that her sister and mother kidnapped her. The sister says she wants to replace her, so Ming will believe she is Tian, and for that, they must keep Tian imprisoned forever. When Ming leaves the operation, it's the sister who is by his side. Tian can't believe it, and Ming says he thought she was different, but now it doesn't matter because she is before him. He hugs her with infinite affection while Tian cries, immersed in everlasting darkness. Then we see that the sister finally gets the clothes she wanted, and Ming asks her to marry him, which she immediately accepts. Tian no longer wants to eat because her life no longer makes sense, but her sister hits her, and her mother tells her to steal Ming's money and have a child with him as soon as possible. But then Tian frees herself from the ropes, and when she goes to the company, she sees Ming's face and faints in love. But when Ming tries to help her, someone stops him, and their hearts cannot connect. The red thread of fate. Tian is in the hospital, and her mother tells her that she must take her own life if she tries to take Ming from her. That's why Tian, crying, decides never to see her beloved Ming again. Time passes, but suddenly Tian receives a call for a job at Ming's company. She accepts the job because she needs the money, and when she goes to his office, she discovers a photo of Ming that tears her heart. Tian hides from her sister and then gives him an orange, knowing that he likes them. That's why Ming looks at her with curiosity, awakening a part of his soul that was dormant. Then the two work together, but Ming does not recognize her. When Tian is about to leave, Ming discovers a drawing she made and remembers that some time ago, his beloved said she liked to draw. Ming is suspicious of her and discovers Tian giving him another orange. Then he asks how she knows so much about him. Ming tells her not to try to seduce him because he is very much in love with his fiancée, and besides, he will get married soon. So, Tian leaves with a broken heart, and in the elevator, she only finds her sister, whom Ming looks at with a lot of love, leaving Tian even sadder. However, Ming gives a murderous look to the sister, and her job tells her to leave immediately. Tian doesn't want to, and the two begin to fight angrily, but then the sister falls to the ground. And just at that moment, Ming appears, believing Tian is the aggressor. He picks up the sister in his arms and takes her to the hospital to see how she is, saying that if she doesn't recover, he will take revenge. But Tian responds that Ming may be blind in the eyes, but he is certainly blind in the heart. Ming says he will marry the sister, so Tian leaves in tears cascading while Ming hugs the wrong person, because he should be caring for the brightness of Tian's eyes. But suddenly, at night, a mysterious call comes to Ming. When the wedding day arrives, everyone is happy until suddenly some police officers arrest the sister. Ming says that his servant woke up and said she is not the real Tian. That's why Ming takes off the ring and goes after his beloved. But he doesn't know where she is, so he remembers the walk they took together, and recalling each step and moment, he arrives at the place where Tian is. She is being mistreated and sweeping the floor angrily. Suddenly, Ming throws the ring near her, and Tian picks it up, surprised, but is even more surprised when she sees Ming by her side looking at her with love. He hugs her because he can finally feel his prayer again. Ming then puts the ring on the table with the passion of lost time. But suddenly Tian bites his hand just like she did before, and Ming smiles because he wants her to bite him 1,000 times more. That's why Ming lifts her in his arms and smiles, spinning her around just as his heart spins. In the beginning, their souls could not connect, but soon they realized that eyes are not necessary to fall in love. Just feel the heartbeat of the loved one, who will accompany you throughout this complicated but most precious journey that is life alongside the person you love. Did you enjoy this summary? Then subscribe here so you don't miss the next ones, and take the opportunity to watch the one that's on your screen now. Thank you.